You can?
I don't think so.
That's what happened last century. What if we're not in America? Dude, forget countries for a second. Let's say we're in communist China. Who says it's bad? Do you see how much you're born from the Christian worldview without realizing it?
I think...
Atheists live like Christians, man, I'm telling you.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're breaking down an absolutely wild street debate where a Christian apologist goes head-to-head with an atheist about morality. And let me tell you, this conversation gets intense. They're arguing about where right and wrong actually come from, whether you can have morality without God, and the Christian starts using these examples that completely corner the atheist into admitting his worldview has no foundation. You're going to want to stick around for the entire breakdown because the way this unfolds is honestly mind-blowing. And real quick, drop a comment letting me know where you're tuning in from. I love seeing where everybody's at. All right, let's get right into this.
Why aren't you a Christian? Like, why also like the questions and stuff, you know? Like, why not just put your full faith in Jesus? Just see if it's real, become born again. Because you can ask all these like hypotheticals and this.
Because I participated in that. The main problem I just feel that I think you can live a meaningful life in all of that without religion.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, you can.
I think many people have, right? And I just think, to me, religion, it puts constraints on things, right?
But are constraints good? Like, should I just let my kid run out into the street? If I love my kid, will I have constraints or no?
Well, I don't think, I would hope you wouldn't let your kid run into the street.
But you just said there's constraints.
Well, for example, I think, at the end of the day, if someone loves somebody and they want to have relations, right?
So if I love somebody and they have a relation with a dog, is that okay? I'm just using your logic, man.
No.
You see how absurd atheism is when you go down to its logical conclusion?
No, what I'm saying,
it's preference. Right, that's what I was saying.
Right,
it's
if
all
a guy
preference.
loves another guy or a lady likes another lady, I mean.
How do I know that love is correct? What if I love a little kid? What if I'm a Muslim, I love a 6-year-old? This is your logic, bro. You just said he loves him. There's always constraints.
Okay, no, but the thing is, a child can't consent.
So yes, they can. In the Middle East, they do. They're forced to consent, and even if they're not, they're brought up.
This is America. We don't do that here. We don't do child.
I don't care about the country. We're talking about absolutism. Atheism is not just based on a country.
Well, I'm saying, I think everybody around here should agree. You shouldn't marry a 6-year-old. I don't care how mature you think it is.
Well, what if I don't agree?
Yeah, exactly. Like there's.
Are you a pedophile then?
Okay, but.
No, what I'm saying.
But your logic.
If you like little kids, you're a pedophile.
Yeah, but why is that you just said the constraints are bad, let people love people. I'm using your logic. Right, well, you're putting constraints on me. Yeah, you're putting I want to marry that little 6-year-old.
Reasonable, right?
Well, so now you're adding contingents. It's first, constraint bad. Now you're saying...
I'm saying as long as it's consenting adults, right? Why does it matter what people want to do?
So I'll give you an example, right? Let's just say my wife, this is going to sound graphic, but before she died, she consented and said, you know what? 30 people can have sex with my dead corpse body, and she consented.
Well, that's
she was an adult. Who cares? You got to stop jumping. Now you're putting legality, you're putting all these terms. We're putting consent. She consented to say 30 men can rape me with my dead body. When she was alive, she consented. She's an adult. Can we just go do that?
No.
There you go. So this is atheism, guys. It's preference.
I know a bunch of atheist people.
You're borrowing, bro, from our worldview.
I know plenty of atheists, and they don't participate in necrophilia.
I know plenty of atheists, like the bloodiest century in the world. They've done worse things than that. Last century.
What happened? What did atheists do last century?
Killed 100 million people.
When was that?
Last century, man.
Like
Mao, Stalin, Lenin, the gulags.
I think we all agree that Chairman Mao and Stalin, those bad people, right?
How do you agree it's bad, bro? To them, it's fine. Maybe they loved it. They don't want constraints. Constraint bad.
Well, everybody. You shouldn't kill people.
Says who, man?
What Chairman Mao did, what Pol Pot did, right?
Yeah.
What Lenin, Stalin, all of them did. That was bad stuff.
Says who, though?
I think everybody would agree that's bad.
Who cares if everyone agreed? Everyone agreed slaves were legal 200 years ago.
In the half this country did.
Everyone believed in the 40s that Jews should be nuked or taken out. So who cares if everyone agrees with it?
Not everybody. Hitler did, and the National Socialists.
But the moral consensus was, yeah, that's fine. Get rid of them. The moral consensus.
No, we didn't think that. We went over there and we fought Hitler and his people because we said we shouldn't do that.
I agree. Later on, yeah, later on. You want to know why, bro? Later on, things are always going to change. But at that time, moral consensus.
At that time, in the 40s, we went over there, right? We went to France.
What was the moral consensus of the Germans?
Well, they felt that it was their duty.
Yeah. So do you see how it's just preference,
to do
bro?
the final solution, right?
Sure.
That's what they felt they should do. It was wrong, right?
How is it wrong? Why is it wrong to an atheist?
It's wrong to kill, because
Why?
Jewish people, if they want to believe what they want to believe, then that's okay, right? And if
Why?
Why should they be punished for living their lives, right?
Because maybe we don't like them. Maybe we want what they have.
Well, I mean, if I don't like you, I can't kill you.
In an atheistic worldview, yeah, you can.
I don't think so.
That's what happened last century. What if we're not in America? Dude, forget countries for a second. Let's say we're in communist China. Who says it's bad? Do you see how much you're born from the Christian worldview without realizing it?
The question is simple. Why aren't you a Christian? And what's fascinating is watching how the conversation unfolds when the atheist tries to defend his position. He says he can live a meaningful life without religion, which is a common claim. But then the Christian apologist starts asking follow-up questions. If love and consent are the ultimate standards for morality, where do those standards come from? What makes them objective? The atheist struggles to provide a foundation. He just says no to certain scenarios without being able to explain why they're wrong in an atheistic framework. This is the core philosophical issue. If morality is subjective, it becomes preference-based rather than truth-based. The Christian is pointing out that the atheist is using moral reasoning that requires an objective standard, but he's denying the source of that standard. When discussing figures like Mao and Stalin, the Christian asks a crucial question. Says who, though? In other words, if there's no objective moral law, on what basis can we call their actions evil? This isn't about defending those actions, it's about exposing the logical inconsistency. The atheist wants to condemn certain behaviors, but without an objective moral framework, his condemnation is just personal preference. The Christian argument here is that people often live as though objective morality exists while simultaneously denying its foundation.
I think
Atheists live like Christians, man. I'm telling you. Atheism, to its furthest logical conclusion, you remove morality. You remove good and
how
bad.
about all the philosophers that we've had, right, and the stuff they've said, right?
A lot of philosophers are smart, so they point back to God, actually. They further back up my point.
Well, I think there's a lot of good lessons to be learned in the Bible. I've read the Bible, right? I'm not saying that religion's bad.
But you just said constraints are bad, man. Be consistent.
My problem is telling other people how to live their lives.
Okay, but then again, what if I want to rape a little 6-year-old? You're going to tell me that that's bad. You're telling me how to live my life. I don't like that.
That's not.
Ooh,
that,
cooked. Atheism's cooked, bro.
Yeah,
Atheism,
like
no matter what is cooked, it's preference.
Oranges.
No, it's not. I'm using your logic, bro. You said constraint equals bad. I'm saying constraint is good.
I think having laws to be civil.
Where did the laws come from, bro? America was founded as a Christian country. Why don't we go to China with their laws, huh?
I mean, if I go to Amsterdam, they have laws there too. You can't kill other people.
Where?
Amsterdam.
Yeah, and how were those founded? How was Europe founded? What values? Was it atheistic values or Christian values? Cooked. Done. Game over. Next, man. Bring the next.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Let's go to another place. I mean, let's go to Egypt, right? I mean, they did
like
some bad
the Middle East. Yeah, horrible, bro.
Trash. Everybody there's bad.
The last guy was from there, or he was close to there. He fled. He came here.
I mean, there's a lot of bad things happening there for human rights, for women's rights.
So why are you using that as an example then?
What I'm saying, I mean, not everywhere in the world is founded by Christians, right?
I know. I'm saying the best places are. That's why we immigrate here. That's why you live here, bro. I moved from Canada. Canada was turning to a borderline communist country. I'm telling you from first-hand experience.
What about Canada's communist?
No First Amendment. My pastor was thrown in prison because he was preaching the gospel. Okay? The Bible was this close. Hold up. I'm not done, buddy. The Bible was this close to being banned in public. And in law, Bill C-9, they're trying right now to take out parts of the Bible. If I say that God made the male and female, I can be... Canada, man.
But where in Canada? At the schools?
Everywhere. Law. Trust Justin Trudeau, the last prime minister.
The guy that did blackface?
This is where the argument gets really interesting. The Christian makes the observation. You're borrowing from the Christian worldview without realizing it. And there's actually a serious philosophical point here. The atheist is using concepts like human dignity, rights, and objective morality, but these concepts historically developed within a religious framework. When the atheist points to laws existing in various countries, the Christian asks where those legal systems originated. The historical argument is that Western legal frameworks, including concepts of individual rights and human equality, emerge from societies with strong Judeo-Christian influences. This doesn't mean atheists can't be moral people, but it raises the question of whether secular philosophy has successfully established an independent foundation for objective morality. The Christians' point about Europe being founded on certain values rather than purely secular principles is worth examining historically. Many Enlightenment thinkers who helped shape modern secular thought were still operating within a cultural framework heavily influenced by centuries of religious tradition. The question being raised isn't whether non-religious people can be good, but whether atheism as a worldview provides a sufficient philosophical basis for objective moral claims.
Sure.
He did do that.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I mean, he's not the prime minister anymore. But so when you say that your pastor was almost imprisoned,
No, he was in prison. Not almost, dude.
well,
I've had run-ins with the cops many times, and I'm telling you, you have it so good here in America because of Christian values that we forget. But you don't know that because you were born here. I wasn't. You talk to an immigrant from the Middle East that comes here, they will be the most on-fire Christian ever. They're not going to be stupid and be an atheist or go back to Islam. People that leave Islam countries and try to hold on to Islam is like a chicken trying to vouch for KFC, trying to bring KFC to the whole world. It's so dumb. It's so stupid.
Okay, the KFC thing, that's kind of funny. But right, so you said, so what exactly was he arrested for?
Nothing. There were no grounds. Preaching the gospel.
Well, you can't arrest people for not doing anything
you can in
wrong.
Canada.
It's not true. I mean, they have hate speech laws there, right? I think I'm going to have to say that he's probably saying something else that he shouldn't have been saying, right?
But in America, do you have a First Amendment?
You do, yes.
So if I say...
Hate speech is legal in the United States.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. If I say something... But here's the thing. What if I'm not even trying to offend you? I just say something like God made the male and female, and you interpret that as hate speech. Should I then be thrown in jail? Because that's what happened in Canada.
Well, you said God made male and female?
God made them male and female. If you say that in Canada, bro, you have the risk of being thrown in jail.
Well,
what a joke.
Well, there's more genders than that, I would say.
What?
No,
bro, you're not a woke Libby, man. You're not. There's male and female.
I'd say that there's at least three.
Male, female, and mentally ill?
So I wouldn't say that.
And what's three, man? Intersex is one of the two.
Well, I would say gender is a social construct.
No, it's not. Gender and sex are the exact same.
No,
you want to know? You want to know? How do you disagree? Where did the term gender will come from? Make sure you're recording this. Where gender will come from? Don't believe that the little secular woke table that I cooked them, bro. Your video's going viral right now.
I like pizza rolls. I can't tell you about gender rolls, but...
No, but you said the gender roll is something separate. Where did the term gender roll come from?
I'd say genders and gender roles, I think something we created, yeah.
Gender and sex have always been the exact same thing. Always.
I would say no.
Okay, when? When were they different?
If I go to the biology textbooks, right, in medical textbooks, even they would agree, and so did the World Health Organization.
No, they won't. Where did it come from? In the 1970s, John Money, okay? Search him up.
I know John Money.
Okay, so he's the one who created...
He's an awful fucking person.
Okay.
The Christian brings up concerns about speech restrictions in Canada. And while the atheist is skeptical, there have been documented cases of legal consequences for certain types of religious speech in various countries. This raises legitimate questions about where the line is between hate speech and religious expression. Different nations handle this balance differently, which itself demonstrates that moral and legal standards aren't universal without some grounding principle. The conversation shifts to gender, and the Christian makes the claim that biological sex and gender have historically been understood as the same concept. The atheist disagrees, which reflects a genuine philosophical divide that exists in contemporary society. The Christian brings up the origin of separating these concepts, pointing to academic work from the mid-20th century. This is a real historical point. The theories that distinguished gender from biological sex did emerge from specific academic research, and those theories have become foundational to modern gender theory. Whether you agree with those theories or not, understanding their origins and the evidence behind them is important for informed discussion. The Christian's argument is that we should be cautious about accepting new frameworks that contradict long-standing biological understanding without strong justification. This debate represents a larger cultural conversation about the relationship between biological reality, social constructs, and individual identity. It's a complex topic where people of good faith can disagree based on how they weigh different types of evidence and different philosophical frameworks. So, what do you guys think of this? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.